Welcome to the Clutch Buckets Podcast. My name is Josh Tyson.
And I'm Kyle Spence.
Their profession, our passion, your court. Check ball. Let's get it, Kyle.
Check ball indeed, Tyson. So you were right. The Celtics actually beat the Cavaliers 109 to 102, taking a 3-1 lead against
As
them.
they should have.
I didn't expect it, but I want to hear your thoughts before I hop in there.
Come on, Kyle. You didn't expect it, man. I told you not to worry about your boys, man. You got to have more confidence in them, man. Especially with Mitchell out. It should have been a given. Now, it was a little bit too close for comfort. They should have blown them out. But, the Cavs gave their all, man. Garland finally showed up for a game. I think, man, this was his best game all playoff long, man. So I guess it was good for his confidence moving forward. But, I mean, the Celtics were dominant coming out of it, man. The dynamic duo, Brown and Tatum, they scored for a combined 60 points. So they were doing their thing, man. They were just dominant. Just dominant. How you felt about it, man? I know you watched every moment of that game.
Man, it's frustrating, Tyson. That's honestly the feeling that I have. It's frustration because if you have your main player out in Donovan Mitchell, you're supposed to be tearing through these guys. You shouldn't be like playing with them to where it's actually a close game. And I saw some foolishness down the stretch where I feel as though if this was an actual good team we were playing against, we would lose.
They would have came back, yeah.
Dude, walking the ball up, going into ISO plays often. Tatum loves this sidestep shot that he does, and then if it misses, it misses, and he trots back up.
Why are you forcing shots like that, bro? Why are you forcing it out?
It's a frustrating thing to see. I thought it was a beautiful play, though, however, when Tatum actually did some kind of like pick and roll action with Jaylen Brown, that he kicked it out for him to hit that three. Huge three.
That though, Cal, why
they don't play
isn't
off
that
each
being
other
run more often? Why are we
you.
doing 101s? Why are we doing step back, kick back? Like, why are we going ISO? Like, let's stick with a game plan, man. Why are we going off script, Cal? Why?
But that's what we've been doing for forever. So I am pleasantly surprised we are going back home. We're playing tonight against the Cavs, hopefully to close it out in a gentleman's sweep and look forward to playing the next series. But what I've read recently, Jared Allen, we know, is out.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell remains out.
Yeah.
Now Karis LeVert is out. So
Karis LeVert is out too?
It's out. He's out. So the only person that we're looking to guard at this point is
Garland.
Strus and Darius
Garland.
Garland.
Yeah.
So
and Strus actually showed up late. Like he finally popped his head up out of the dirt, man. The dude scored 15.
He turned into Max Strus of the Miami Heat all of a sudden, and that's so
he must have got a call from
frustrating.
Spoelstra.
He had to get a call from someone because he just started hooping out the blue. But shout out to the Celtics for actually playing well enough, I should say. I have some fears. I have some trepidation going into kind of like when we get to the finals, because I truly believe this team will make it. Whoever we play out west, Tyson, I don't know. I don't know. Because we play so poorly when we're supposed to be playing more focused. So hopefully it works out. But regardless, shout out to the Celtics for taking care of the Cavs, up 3-1. Hopefully we're going to get up 4-1 in the next game. But the more important game, because we expected that, or you expected that, I was wrong. You expect that. But the more important game to look at here is the Denver Nuggets versus the Minnesota Timberwolves.
This is a tough
Nuggets
one for me,
winning 112 to 97, blowing them out essentially, in my mind, taking a commanding 3-2 lead where they can go home and finish this off. Well, not finish it off going home, but going to Minnesota to finish this off. What are your thoughts about it?
Man, they snatched the excitement right out of me, man. So I was, of course, man, I was hyped off of the 2-0 lead that Timberwolves took on the Nuggets on home court. I don't know, maybe it was Coach Malone going off on the ref. Maybe it was Murray throwing stuff at the refs that just got them motivated, man. Once they saw Murray wasn't going to be suspended, they're like, oh, bet we're in this. They're all for us now. I don't know what it was, man. But after that, man, it was just dominance, man. I mean, even at man, he was kept to 18 points. What Cat had 23, but other than that, man, it was a struggle. It was a struggle
Mhm.
all around. But the biggest thing is, man, Jokic, that dude right there,
Talk
man, he's
about it.
so dominant. It was crazy too, man, because Gobert just accepted his Defensive Player of the Year award, and
Yep.
Jokic was like, "Oh, bet, all right, let me see."
You're
Let,
gonna
let, let me
test
see how
it.
dominant you are. I'm gonna test that. I'm gonna test that. Went for
Oh,
40 on him. Like really, it was
yes.
mostly
It
him
was
most of the game.
basically on Gobert.
That's, you know,
I don't know. Is Gobert
uh,
doing some type of like shadiness? Like, is there some sorcery happening where in the regular season, all of a sudden he looks so dominant with the shot blocking skill, but when it comes playoff time, it kind of
man.
reverts to what we always seen him do in each postseason?
So let me go back to remember before the Timberwolves were going off like this. Remember,
Hmm.
previous years, I've always been a critic of Gobert
Yes.
because how he's been exposed in the playoffs. But he showed me in the first round and first two games into this series, he was like, okay, I bet I gotta give it to him. But man, after these last three games, it's
Mhm.
like, I'm starting to revert back to my to my old to my old ways, man. Cause bro, it's like, yo, Cat is doing better on Jokic than Gobert is.
Right.
It's looking tough over there. But overall, the Nuggets are absolutely dominated, man. They have been shooting over 53%
Yep.
field goal percentage. Yo, the last three games overall.
Yes. Yes.
50 over
Yes.
53% consistently.
That's
That's man, that's
huge.
tough to do in a playoff series. Like
Hmm.
I don't know what's gotten into him. And but by the way, Conley was out this past game, and that's their
Yes.
veteran leader, man. That's the one who kind of controls the flow, man. Gets them in the groove, right, man. Slows down the pace, man, when it needs to be slowed down. And he wasn't there for him last game, so and it's tough, man. I don't think the Timberwolves got what it takes, man, to overcome this. The Nuggets got their championship swag, man. So,
Nah, don't say that, Tyson. Now, I agree with you.
man,
Jokic is somebody that cannot be stopped. In fact, Ant Edwards, he said in a post-game interview that he was the best man out there. Looks like the
mhm,
greatest player in the NBA. You
real
couldn't
tough.
stop him. So it didn't matter who was on him. It doesn't matter really who is on Jokic. Once Jokic gets into his bag, it's a wrap.
That's a
And
wrap,
his
man.
bag is as slow as they come, but it's as
It's
skillful and
just,
talented as they come. And so I respect his game.
yeah,
What I think was the key pivotal thing here is when the shots aren't dropping for Minnesota,
yeah,
I'm curious, like, what do
yeah.
they do to resort? Now, I think it was really pivotal that Mike Conley was not in the game
Hmm.
because he is able to facilitate a little bit better. He's able to push the
Right.
tempo when
Run
it's
those
necessary.
plays. You set up the
Exactly.
right motion. Yeah, man, all that,
But when
man.
you see the matchups, Tyson, it's basically they're not even trying to switch off a Gobert. They're not
No,
putting him in a pick and roll to
no.
say we're going to switch players and then we find out more
I mean,
viable option.
but I
He's just
mean,
going at it.
Cal, can you knock him? I mean, you just won Defensive Player of the Year. We expect you to go out there and try to handle one guy. It is the MVP, yes,
Hmm.
but we expect you to do your thing. You know what I mean? But bro, man,
Well,
that boy is bad, man.
he is bad. He is bad. Jamal Murray also played, decently, along with the
Yeah, only
others on the
16.
team. I think that they are like well oiled. They're back into their championship game mode, and they're like really focused on that.
They're in the
We
groove
don't, we're
now,
gonna get to
man.
predictions in a minute, but I do think that it is looking kind of scary over there right now. I don't know what's gonna happen. So
Yo,
we're gonna
I will
hold
say,
that thought on that.
I will
Uh,
say this is a true test. Uh,
True test is an understatement
uh,
because it's a win or go home situation at this
man,
point.
bro. Man,
But
bro.
regardless, I thought was going to be closer to a win or go home situation was the Thunder and Mavs, but the Thunder
Oh
just tied
man,
it
show
up
it out, bro. Show it
2-2,
out.
beating the Mavs 100 to 96. What were your thoughts on that game?
Them young boys got some bigger, man. They ready for action. They ready for action. They ain't going down without a fight. That boy Shy, oh man, we were talking about Kawhi. I think
Yeah.
Shy is taking over as a mid-range killer.
Yes.
I mean, that boy,
Yes.
man, that swag is that. I mean, you can't do nothing with it either, man. I mean, he shooting on
No.
everybody, but y'all, the
No.
footwork too. It's not like he just rolling in and pulling up. Like he's coming off, he pushing off at the shoulder.
Yeah.
He's spinning around, fade away. I mean, these shots are tough shots. These ain't even easy shots, man. He's
No.
not like coming off picks. He's setting up his own. I mean, that boy, he was untouchable. He scored 34. I mean, they rallied too, though, man. They was down 14 and a half. They were like Dallas was dominant on the
Yes.
boards. That first half,
Yes.
absolutely dominant. They weren't letting anything in the paint. They had 9 blocks that first half. Thunder came back, man. They're like, I bet. We see y'all, we're gonna double up on it, man. And I mean, they came all the way back, man. All the
You
way
know
back.
how hard that game was to watch? I was frustrated because they tried to walk them down several times, the Thunder. They tried to walk down the Mavs several times throughout the game. And when they're looking for that exact shot, they couldn't find it. In
Mm-mm.
fact, this is kind of one of the lower point games where the
Oh yeah.
score is it barely hit 100. In
Barely.
fact, it was 100 to what
Mm.
96. So they were really struggling on the offensive end on both sides of the
Both
court.
sides, man.
But
It's
I
rough.
loved that, they always say in their post-game interviews, we got some dogs over here. They do the little barking noise.
Do they?
They really were
They
determined
barking
to
loud.
walk them door. I thought that they were going to lose probably about the 7-minute mark in fourth quarter because I was like, there's no way that this gap is going to close because every time you think you're getting close, you had a 7-point difference. All of a sudden, it balloons again to maybe 13 or whatever the case may be. I can't
Yeah.
remember exactly, but they couldn't close it until SGA was the most clutch person
That
on
dude. I
that
think he had
court.
like 8 straight. Dude.
Dude, his mid-range is
Sick,
beautiful to
man.
see.
It's sick.
It's not reminiscent of Carmelo, but it has that Paul George-esque type play to it.
Yeah, I say
Put the
Kawhi,
shoulder
man.
on you, get the shot, yeah, the
Yeah,
shiver
yeah.
on you, and
Kawhi was
then
somewhere
pull
clapping.
up.
Hmm.
Yes, I really enjoy seeing that. I do want to bring out a point or a key to the game. I've been complaining about Luka Doncic complaints.
Yeah, all day. All
There
day.
was a play
Yeah.
that he missed a shot, or in fact, the ball was stolen from him. I think
Hmm.
Jalen Williams was the
All
one
right.
that was on him, stole the
He
ball. It
complained
went
again.
down fast break.
Yeah.
Could have been Dort. Dort may have stolen it, passed it up to Jalen Williams, went up for the layup.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, he's trotting back, head
Yeah.
hung
Taking his
low,
sweet time.
sulking
Hmm.
while everybody's on a fast breakdown court.
Yeah.
He's done that several times throughout the game where
Yeah.
I said to myself, this is going to bite him. This is going to bite him. This is
Mm.
going to bite him. And so said, so done, where when it was crucial time for him to hustle back,
Yeah.
he limps forward
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
he's sauntering. I hate seeing players with
Can't
such
stand it, man.
talent that have this
Soaking
idea
in the
that
background.
if he doesn't get his way, he goes into this
Right.
whole
Yeah.
tirade
What was
and
me?
sulking
What
and
was me?
pouting. Come on, man.
Come on,
That
man.
I don't think
That
that's professionalism
that's
at its
not, bro.
finest at
That's
all.
not. That's not, man, at all, man. And we talking about, man, being a team player overall. Like that's
Right.
part of being a team player. Your team needs you to get back because they're consistently playing 4-on-5. Because you soaking back there.
Often. Often.
Often, pretty often, man. And then at the end of the day, man, like yo, if you especially if you're not producing the way you need it producing, I'm gonna need you to step up on
Hmm.
defense. Go down there, play some defense, get a steal, get a rebound. Because Jokic, I mean, Doncic only had 18 points. Like the
Yeah.
Thunder have been meticulous, man, in focusing their entire defense on Doncic and Kyrie. Doncic only
Yes.
had 18, Kyrie
Yep.
had 9. PJ
Yes.
Washington was their leading scorer
Again.
again. I think for the third game this playoffs. I mean, he's
Yep.
been dominant, but they've been allowing him. They've been allowing PJ to go off,
Go
and it's
off.
been working. It's been
Yeah.
working, man. Like Thunder been clapping down, man. Like and Dodgers was he was talking about it too. He's like, yo, every time they go in the paint, it's like all five of the Thunder just converge.
Yeah.
I mean, so
It's a defensive scheme that makes sense. Just
yeah,
go off, King. You do what you need to do. If we
yeah,
can contain these two star players here,
yeah,
we have a shot at making it. And they
yeah,
did.
and
They
they
actually
do.
pulled it out. Luka Doncic missing that free throw at the end of the,
Man, that was
fourth quarter,
clutch, man.
and PJ Washington, where he should have missed, if anything, both try and get a
Yeah,
rebound to
right.
kick
But
it
he missed
out.
that first
But
one. Yeah.
I think he missed the first one, and then he sunk
Hmm.
the second one. So it's
Yeah.
like, that combination wasn't going to work if you're
Nah,
trying to
not at
play
all.
catch up.
Yeah.
So they got in a dogfight and they lost. So I think they're now going to take it back to Oklahoma and
Hmm.
see if they can get up 3-2 on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Knicks versus Pacers, the Knicks are now leading
Them
the
boys,
series 3 to
man.
2,
Bruh.
beating the Pacers 20 points, 121 to 91 points. It was again a blowout that I've seen in this past series week, and I was impressed with what I saw.
They some
Jalen Brunson hunting for fouls as usual. I know I say it all the
I
time.
know,
I
man.
know I say
I
it,
know
but
that's
I
tough.
gotta admit, it really does get under my skin when I
I
see
know
him
it
hunt.
does, dog.
And they finally overturned one of them.
Did
I
they? Oh
can't.
yeah, that's right.
They
That's right.
overturned
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
them.
yeah,
I think it's like at the 3-point line. He collided with, I don't know if it was Nemhard, if it was Neesmith, it was
yeah.
whomever, and they finally overturned one. But he hunts for fouls
He
all
does,
day.
he does. But
But
you
they
see
played
where
well.
you see where it haunted him that game before though. Because remember, he
Yes.
was going for that last minute three. He was
That
trying to
last minute
draw
three,
the
and he was trying to
foul.
draw the foul.
They're like, nah, bro, we ain't gonna get that to you. So
Yes.
man, he's got to second guess that, man, especially in clutch situations. You can't rely on the rest to do it for you.
But how clutch was he? Speaking of clutch, because man, this way that he was breaking down Nemhard, I felt so
44
bad for the
points. Man,
fella. My
important niggas.
goodness. Every time
This
he picking
man
him
brought
up
out,
full court and he'll just do a step back three. He'll drive on him. He'll do a little
man,
shimmy inside out,
everything.
going
He
left
gave
on
him
him,
the
hit him
full
with the
bag.
belly.
Gave
The
him the full bag,
full
Kyle.
bag, Tyson. I mean, Publix, recyclable, because he gonna go to it every single time.
We talk about
He's
the
giving him
hefty.
the full
He put
bag.
out some from the bottom of that
Dog.
hefty bag,
With the
man. It's
drawstrings that you could,
the
yeah, the one you
drawstring.
could tie. Because listen, he gonna open that bag each and
That
every
boy
time
wasn't
on this
ready for all
dude.
that.
It didn't matter who it was. Of course, they said that Neesmith is a bigger body, so he would be able to play
Yeah,
better defense. But
yeah.
it didn't matter. They threw the
It ain't
double at
matter.
him. He knew how to break through the double. He knew how to pass out the double. I
Mm.
saw that play where he's at the key. They try to double him, and he tried to show. And instead of really commit to it, he went straight down the middle.
Yeah.
Boom. Easy money.
Easy.
So, what do you think? What do you think about the Knicks versus Pacers? Where do you think this is going?
Well, man, I will say, I think they need that rest, and they're coming off a great rest.
Yes, they
So,
did.
and yeah, and it shows, man, especially the way they came out. But these are the biggest dogs on the block. Like
Yeah.
we're talking, it's all about hustle mentality for them. They dominated them on boards, like on all loose balls. There was a
Mm.
loose ball, you knew the Knicks were going to get it.
Yes.
They dominated them on the rebounds. It was 53 rebounds next to the Pacers 29.
Mm.
20 offensive rebounds to five of the Pacers. Like
No.
all around, that's hustle. At the end of the day, Cal, that's hustle.
I
That's
think
like
it's
you can't
unacceptable
teach
though.
hustle. And
Look at the Pacers. Are they not? You have Miles Turner there, who
man,
I truly
Miles
believe
Tuck,
should be playing bigger than he actually
right? He
is.
really should, man. But he's not out hustling Josh Hart. Why is he not getting more rebounds than Josh Hart every game?
That's a
That's the problem.
problem.
That's the
Now,
problem,
shout out to Hartenstein, though, because Hartenstein is really stepping into that Mitchell
man.
Robinson role
That
and
guy
playing
right
it
there.
really, really well.
What? What he
Very
have? He had
strong.
17 rebounds.
Yes, very strong and on the block. I really like what he's doing
Hmm.
on those boards. So shout out to the team in general
Shout out,
because they're
shout out.
clearly well
Well,
coached,
oil machine. Well, no doubt.
well-oiled machine, have
Yeah.
the chemistry. They have a killer in Jalen Brunson, and they have some some, really strong role players in Josh Hart and
Hmm.
DiVincenzo just dunking all over the place, and that things are
Yeah,
getting a
man.
little chippy now that I'm seeing
Oh boy, got house, man, out of
getting up in
nowhere.
their
They weren't ready for that.
faces. Yeah, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. I do think that, this series is playing out exactly as I expected it,
Yeah.
where it's a dogfight for the most part. I mean,
It's
it's a blowout, but hey, that pendulum swings. So when the Pacers do it, the Knicks can do it
man.
as well.
I didn't think it was gonna swing like this. I'll be honest, man. And you're talking about with so many injuries. It's
Right.
like next man up. And yo, but that's a mentality of the Knicks. That's his Thibodeau mentality, man. Like he teaches and instills in all of his players effort. What
Hmm.
can you give me? And that's why, man, yo, that's why these boys, I think they're used to putting in so many minutes. They were ready for the challenge. Hart
Hmm.
was ready to play 45 minutes. And they showing that whatever he's been teaching them and training them to do over the years is all coming to fruition, man. You see the hustle, man. Like
Hmm.
everything on the stats shows you complete effort.
Well,
And
here's
it's
the
that
question.
mentality.
Do you think, because we're going to go to some predictions in a second, so
Mm.
I think I should even ask you that now. Do you think that the Knicks are going to win the next game and go to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Oh, like this? Most definitely, man. I mean, they got the swag now. I honestly thought, man, because of the injuries, because of how exhausted they were, yeah, I really thought the Pacers were really going to take it, man. But goodness gracious, man, this next man up. And by the way, we haven't even talked about. Remember, we in the beginning of the series and even last
Hmm.
series, we were talking about how the bench hasn't showed up.
Right.
All of a sudden, here comes Burks. These last three
Yep.
games
Burks be
has
hooping
been
now.
balling. This
Yep.
dude Burks gave them 18 this past game.
Yep.
18, that's him off the bench. Like
Hmm.
he was the bench. Everybody else off the bench gave them a total of 9 points.
Yeah.
He was the bench. So
Yeah.
man, they've been giving him more minutes. They gave him 23 minutes. He showed out. So it's next man up, man. Like
Okay.
it's
So you think
one.
that the Knicks are going to take it next game then?
Yeah,
This
man.
isn't
They
going,
they
they're going to win in six. They're not going to win in seven.
I believe six, man. I believe
Okay.
six all day,
Okay.
especially with the heart, man, that they got. The reason they lost that game before, exhaustion. Now they
Yeah.
got a little time off, man. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think they're gonna go run back at it. And I think they actually play Thursday, well, Friday. So they got some time off. They got 3 days
Yeah,
off.
some
They'll be all
decent
right.
time to rest.
Yeah.
Okay. I got the Knicks in six as well. So I do think
Yep.
that they're going to win the next game.
Yeah.
Their momentum should carry them over the rest that they needed, should be a key element in the next
Hmm.
game that they play. And the Pacers, DiVincenzo said they're not built like that. They're not built tough. They shouldn't act tough. I do believe that.
Call them out,
They think
man.
they're
Call
tough
them
and
out.
they're really not that tough. So if you take their heart early,
Yeah.
they're just going to give up. They're not going to fight back much.
Nah,
So should
man.
be a good game, though. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I do think that the Knicks will prevail next game and finally bring them to the ECF for the first time in I don't know how many years now. So
Man, it's a
it's going to be
minute.
exciting.
But if you look at the team, man, like if you think about everybody on the Pacers, do you think anybody is a dog on the Pacers? Like who would you
Neesmith,
equate?
Neesmith. I'll
Neesmith?
give Neesmith a dog. Now,
Like
dogs come in different
they
sizes,
do. Like
shapes, and
who
barks.
when DiVincenzo was talking about, y'all ain't like that.
Yeah,
Who is like that on the Pacers?
none of them.
Right.
But
So that's
Neesmith has heart.
he does
So
have a
he's
little
going to do
heart.
his best
Right,
on the
right.
court every
Yeah.
opportunity he's given. But no, he's not tough like
Nah,
that.
he
He's
ain't
not, he
tough.
doesn't have
Nah.
that mental
Nah,
toughness
not at
like
all.
the
Hey,
others. So
you're not
yeah,
looking at Halliburton and be like, oh, bro,
no,
yeah, he
no.
rough out there. You're rough right
No,
now.
not even
Not all, dog.
close. But what do you think now then? So the Cavs and Celtics, they're going to be playing tonight. Do you
Yeah,
think
game is
that the
going on right now,
Celtics
man.
will be
Boston up
closing it
16
out?
to 12.
Oh boy.
They're gonna close it out. They're gonna close it out tonight.
My anxiety, Tyson.
Man,
My
you'll
my
be all
anxiety is
right.
starting to build again. This is when I break out into a cold sweat, and this is when I
Woosah, man.
start panting.
Woosah. You'll be all right, man. Put a fan in front of you while you're watching the game, man.
All right. So
Man,
we
get you
gonna
some
call
good
it then.
food, man. Make sure you get some, man, just something to ease you down, bro. But I'm telling you, you had nothing to worry about. Mitchell is out. Yeah, I mean, Allen's still out, man. So y'all
Levert
good,
out.
man. I
So
know y'all like playing down, but y'all gonna finish it. Even if y'all keep it close, who's
right.
gonna pull out? Nobody's gonna pull it out on the Cavs side, so you'll be
It's
all right,
just
man.
we're gonna find out. But yeah, I have Celtics winning it. We're back home. Let's just let's just finish the
Hey,
job. Like,
hey,
what is the issue here? I really want to just sit
see,
down with
that's
them and psychoanalyze my team.
right.
Like, what's your problem, guys?
You see what you're doing right now, Kyle? This is why they have it rough at home, man. Because y'all doubt them so
The
much. Y'all doubted.
expectation of a number one seed and the number one team in the league should be when you go home, do your job. Al Horford today said if it was up to him, we would win all of our home games,
Mm,
but it's not up to him. So that
mm,
mentality of being this like 50-50 team when it
right.
comes to being at home, that's not what the TD Garden is all about. So you
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
bring
yeah.
it. So I expect them to win. I hope
Okay.
and pray they win.
Okay.
What about
Al.
the Mavs?
Well, Al, let's go back to Al for a second. If Al is
Sure.
saying that, I expect Al to at least have 15 tonight then.
Hey, Al
Let's
ain't
go,
been
Al.
hooping.
Let's get it,
Al has
Al.
been
Oh,
awful
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
offensively.
So it's his
Awful
time. He wa-
defensively. Who am I kidding? When they find that mismatch with Al, they say, "Ooh, I want him here." Donovan Mitchell
Oh
was looking
man.
at Al like Shannon Sharp looked at food at his favorite restaurant. I got cornbread, braised oxtails, fried chicken,
Ah,
collard greens. Like he was picking this man apart. So I
full course
really
meal,
hope that
man.
that mentality he has and that with the reporters, he actually
Yeah,
carries to the court and
I
actually
need
has a
that.
good game.
I
I
need
need
I need
that.
you to walk that talk. Yeah, yeah,
Please, Al. All
yeah.
right, all right. Switching. Mavs and Thunder. Who you got
Yeah.
for the next game? Because it's
Man,
now
so
tied up 2-2. They're
yeah,
going
yeah.
home to
So
Oklahoma.
tonight, man, Oklahoma, man, you know that city's gonna be turned. Them fans gonna be turned. So I will say this, man. If they are on the same defensive scheme, like first of all, Thunder have to start off aggressive on the boards and in
Mm,
the paint because that's
yeah,
where the Mavs dominate that first half of the game. So if they start off well like that, I think moving forward, if they keep the same defensive schemes, focusing completely on Doncic and Kyrie and limit them, you'll be fine. But I'm
okay.
thinking it's time for a Kyrie breakout game.
Mhm.
So, man, it's a tough one. That's a tough one. But I see the Thunder pulling out on their own home court, man. I think they go
I
all out
echo the
tonight.
same. I echo the same. That is that Thunder up situation where they
Mm,
play their stadium is like that of like a college basketball stadium.
man,
So that type of energy that they're gonna bring,
gonna bring
I
everybody
think
there.
they're gonna play well.
Yeah,
Side note, real quick, Holmgren hasn't been playing that well to
he
me.
hasn't, man.
Now,
He ain't been living up to it
no. And he lives on the outside perimeter all the time. I
all the
don't
time, which is
see
a
him
problem.
down low. They don't even
But
try to feed him. He doesn't even try to post up down low. And his
but
shot hasn't been dropping well. I'm actually kind of disappointed in what I'm seeing. It's
but
very quiet for him.
it's what we talked about last time, man. You got these
That
grown
body.
men with them.
Yeah.
They stocky, man. They got some meat on their bones. They
Yeah.
that they that country strong.
Yeah.
And he's just a little bit too skinny. Man,
Yeah.
they told him to hit the weights. And he was just doing the 15 pounders, look like. So, man, this dude, I mean, he's getting pushed out. He's not, he doesn't want to be out there. They keep
Right.
pushing him out there. He has no
Yeah.
choice right now.
He
Unless
can't
unless
help
that
it.
dude put some muscle on, he ain't got no choice, guy. He
Okay.
don't want to
Hey,
be down
Rome
there, man.
wasn't built in a day, so we'll see what happens to him later on. But I do
Yeah,
have the Thunder taking this game and
yeah,
extending the series to 3-2.
yeah.
What about, of course, we're gonna go to last but not least, the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Your favorite team right now is looking kind of shaky, down 3-2 in this series, win or go home
It's heartbreaking,
situation. Do
man.
you think that Minnesota takes it? They're going to be
Heartbreaking.
home in Minnesota. Do you think that
Yeah.
Minnesota is going to take it?
So prayerfully, man, they take one more. I'm hoping
Okay.
for one more. If they got any type of heart, if Ant-Man could come out and score 50, man. Yeah, I mean, hopefully they take one. But I see the Nuggets taking it in seven, man. I see them
Okay.
taking. They just like the last three games, man, just really showed you who they are and
Mm,
why they are where they are right now. Why
that's
they're
true.
championship champions last year, and why they're top dogs this year, man. Like that, ain't nothing like that
Okay.
championship swag, bro. That mentality, that heart, and man, just the almost fearlessness, man. Just to come out and just you know, pace the game the way you want
Mhm.
to and just dominate. You never know who's gonna pop out from game to game. Maybe Doncic
Okay.
one game, Murray one game, uh, Gordon one game. So
Okay. You got the Timberwolves winning this one, tying
this
it
one,
up
man,
3-3 and pushing us to
yeah,
game seven.
yeah, man.
For me, I think that it's a wrap. I think that Nuggets are just going to
Ah,
reel off these
man,
four
come on,
straight,
give him
and the
one, Kyle.
Timberwolves are just going to have to reassess some things because they're still a young team. They're on the come up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
experience may just prevail this time. They're just gonna get knocked out of this in game six in Minnesota because they've done it twice before in
mm,
Minnesota. So why not make it a third trip? So I do
yeah,
see that happening again, unfortunately. But
man,
I
that's
could
a
be
tough one.
wrong. I could be wrong.
Let's hope
So
not, man. Let's hope, man. They they just need to go ahead and switch cat on
just
uh
do it. Because
on
what's the difference? What's the
I mean that's
difference?
it. The
Jokic gonna still get his
cat did
anyway.
better
Just
on Jokic.
it
He did
doesn't
better
matter.
on Jokic.
It just pick anyone. Pick anyone.
Yeah.
Pick anyone. It doesn't matter. You may as well try something new, Chris
Or
Finch.
let's go the route of the Thunder. Let's just
Yeah,
put all our defensive effort on Jokic and Murray. Let the others
yeah,
score. I mean,
yeah.
just switch something up. They can't go 1-on-1 on Gobert again.
Please
Jokic might
don't.
go for 50 this game.
Please don't. Please
Don't do
don't.
that to yourselves.
But yeah, if Anthony Edwards goes for 50, y'all gonna lose. I said this before.
You did. You
I'll
called it
say it
too, man.
again.
You called it.
Anytime you score around 45 or more, you're going to lose more often than not. He scored
Sure.
44 in that game that he went off and they lost. So I can see
Hey,
this
definitely
happening again.
lost.
It needs to
Yeah.
be a well-balanced effort
All
in order
around.
for them to make this a seven-game series.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's
I'm with
all that
that.
we have on our list. Do you have anything else, Tyson?
Man, I think that was it. That's all, man.
Dope, dope. Well, I appreciate you all for watching and
Appreciate y'all.
commenting and subscribing to us. I want to hear your thoughts before. Be sure to continue to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is the
Please.
Clutch Buckets podcast. My name is Kyle Spence,
I'm Josh.
and we out. Y'all take it easy.
Till
Peace.
next time, we out of here.